Hello and welcome to our channel, What is and How to. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you sat quietly with your own thoughts, without checking your phone, opening a new tab, or playing your favorite song? Feels hard, doesn't it? That's because your brain is constantly chasing dopamine, the chemical that makes you feel good every time you get a like, a notification, or a new message. But here's the catch. The more you chase it, the less you feel it. This is why people today are more anxious, distracted, and restless than ever before. And that's exactly why the concept of a dopamine detox has become so powerful. It's not about quitting life, it's about resetting your brain. So let's explore what it is, how it works, and how it can literally rewire your mind for focus, peace, and happiness. 1. The science of dopamine. The brain's feel good chemical dopamine is a neurotransmitter, a tiny chemical messenger in your brain that plays a huge role in motivation, pleasure, and reward. Every time you scroll, snack, gamble, or even daydream about success, dopamine spikes. It's not the reward itself that makes you feel good, it's the anticipation of it. But here's the dark side. Modern life has hacked this system. Social media, junk food, online shopping, they all deliver constant micro hits of dopamine, training your brain to crave short term pleasure over long term growth. Over time, your brain's receptors become less sensitive, meaning you need more stimulation to feel the same joy. This leads to burnout, distraction, and a loss of interest in simple things like reading, nature, or deep conversation. A dopamine detox doesn't remove dopamine, it helps rebalance it. It's a mental reset, a way to remind your brain that peace, silence, and focus can be rewarding too. 2. What exactly is a dopamine detox? Despite the name, a dopamine detox doesn't mean eliminating dopamine. You can't survive without it. Instead, it's about reducing overstimulation from constant pleasure sources so your brain can rest, reset, and regain control. You step away from the digital noise, no phone, no Netflix, no social media, no junk food, and replace it with quiet, simple activities like walking, journaling, or sitting in silence. The first few hours feel uncomfortable. Your mind craves stimulation, like an addict craving a fix. But that's exactly when the healing begins. Your brain starts to adjust, creating new pathways that value calmness and mindfulness over chaos. You begin to notice things again: the sound of the wind, the rhythm of your breathing, the clarity of your thoughts. The detox isn't about punishment, it's about presence. It's about learning that fulfillment doesn't always come from excitement, sometimes it comes from stillness. 3. The hidden addiction we don't talk about. We often associate addiction with substances like drugs or alcohol, but today the most common addiction is stimulation. Every notification, every new post, every dopamine hit keeps your mind in a loop of craving and reward. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a casino slot machine and the Instagram refresh button. Both trigger the same reward system. Over time, your attention span shrinks, your patience disappears, and your happiness depends on external triggers. You start needing something to feel okay: noise, validation, or distraction. The dopamine detox helps break that cycle. It's like hitting reset on your brain's reward system, teaching it that peace doesn't have to feel boring. It can feel beautiful. The more you pull away from artificial highs, the more your brain starts to appreciate real ones: laughter, creativity, connection. That's where true satisfaction returns. 4. How dopamine detox rewires your brain. When you cut off constant stimulation, your brain begins to rewire its pathways. Initially, it panics, searching for its next fix. But slowly, something magical happens. Your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for self-control and decision-making, grows stronger. You start feeling more in charge of your impulses. Your dopamine baseline resets, meaning ordinary things like cooking, studying, or talking start to feel rewarding again. Scientists call this neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to reshape itself based on experience. Think of it as mental weightlifting. Every time you resist an urge, your focus muscles grow. Over time, you stop reacting to every ping and start choosing what truly deserves your attention. You become more intentional, more grounded, and more peaceful. In essence, the dopamine detox doesn't just change your habits, it changes who you are becoming. 5. How to do a dopamine detox, step by step. Start small. You don't need to disappear into a cave for a week. Begin with a few hours of no screens, then build to a full day. Identify your biggest dopamine triggers. Maybe it's TikTok, gaming, snacking, or binge watching, and pause them. Replace them with low stimulation activities like walking, reading, journaling, or cleaning. When boredom hits, and it will, don't run from it. Sit with it. Boredom is your brain's detox reaction. It's the feeling of withdrawal from constant stimulation. That silence is where your mind begins to heal. After the detox, reintroduce activities mindfully, not as mindless habits, but as conscious choices. You'll be shocked how peaceful your world feels when you no longer chase every impulse. 6. The emotional benefits: peace, presence, and purpose. When your brain stops chasing highs, your emotions start to stabilize. You stop needing excitement to feel alive. You begin noticing small joys: the taste of food, the warmth of sunlight, the sound of rain. You become calmer, more focused, and more grateful. Anxiety lowers because your mind is no longer overstimulated. Creativity rises because silence becomes a space where ideas grow. You also gain emotional awareness. Instead of numbing emotions with distractions, you start understanding them. This is the real detox, not from dopamine, but from emotional noise. 7. The real goal: a balanced life. The dopamine detox isn't about rejecting pleasure, it's about learning balance. You're not supposed to live without joy, entertainment, or excitement. The goal is to enjoy them consciously, not compulsively. It's not about less pleasure, it's about deeper pleasure. When you teach your brain to stop chasing every spark, you allow real happiness, the kind that comes from meaning, love, and purpose, to take root. The world doesn't need you to quit technology. It needs you to use it wisely with a clear mind and steady heart. 8. Reconnecting with your true self. After the noise fades, after the cravings settle, there's a quiet moment that feels almost sacred. That's when you meet yourself again. Because beneath all the digital noise, the likes, the endless scrolling, there's a person who just wants peace, clarity, and meaning. The dopamine detox doesn't just calm your brain, it reconnects you with who you are without constant validation. When you stop being pulled in 100 directions, you begin to hear your inner voice again, the one that tells you what truly matters, what you really love, what kind of life you want to live. It's a strange feeling at first. The silence feels heavy, almost uncomfortable, but that's because your mind isn't used to being alone with itself. So that's the truth behind the dopamine detox. It's not a trend, it's a transformation. It's how you take back your brain from the noise and rediscover peace in a world addicted to stimulation. What about you? Have you ever tried a dopamine detox, or are you planning to start one? Let us know your experience in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is What Is and How To, where we help you understand the science behind a better you.